Oh my. Hold on. So your favorite cat, Gemini, was jumping around and having a good time earlier. How is everybody today? Can you guys hear me all right? I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Let me go over to the comments. How is everyone? Give me some hearts if you can hear me, beloveds, while I pull up our new moon chart. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for being here. I so very much appreciate it. I need to pull this chart up because we have a lot of things to talk about tonight. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight. Okay, here we go. So I apologize. It's been quite a long day today. All right, now we're good to go. We're good to go. All right, everybody can hear me. That's fabulous. Probably gonna do one more thing. I'm probably gonna, yeah. Let's light the candle. And I think I'm gonna burn another stick of Ganesh. How's everyone? So I'm so glad you guys could make it tonight. Um, so we are gonna do something a little different, somewhat the same but a little different. If you're in my classes with me in my Lightworker Academy, in what is now going to be called from here forward the Practical Lightworker, there are times from time to time I will deliver a channeled message. And I really felt very strongly that there is a strong message that Spirit wanted brought to the collective regarding this 8-8 Lionsgate. Hey, hello from Facebook to Facebook regarding this 8-8 Lionsgate new moon. Now, a lot of you probably know that the new moon um, is actually on August the 8th. It will be at its zenith. Let me go back here. It will be at its zenith, or should I say at its height, um, on the 8th of August at 8:49 Central. So, figure that out for you. That would be 9:49 in the morning, 9:49 in the morning Eastern, about 2:49 in the afternoon in the UK. It would be at its zenith at 6:49 in the morning on the West Coast or in Pacific time or Mountain Standard Time if your time does not change. You know, beloveds, we've been going through a number of portals, a number of gateways, openings, changes throughout all of 2021. We went through a lot of it in 2020, and here we are in 2021, and we're still going through a lot. And you're probably a little tired of hearing a lot of us spiritual folk say, oh, this one's really important. This one's big. You kind of get numb to that. And so I felt it was really important that I bring forward what, to me, what I am hearing. Okay. What I am hearing. And um, So just so you know, right? Let me stop the camera. Oh, it's not going to show you the background again. Anyway, for me, what I've been hearing is this is a divine revolutionary activation, a divine revolution, a divine, probably more specifically, a divine feminine revolution. But I feel that it is a divinely revolutionary um, activation. Yes, no, babe. Yes, of the divine feminine, but also of the co-creation of the feminine and the masculine together. Bear with me one moment. Gemini, come here. Gem, come on, babe. Come on, sweetie. Come on, babe. Okay. I want to say hello to everybody. I got you. Come on. Go down there. Okay. Hello to Empress Royal Rain and hey, Evols. Hey, Tamika and Butterfly Secrets. Hey, Dr. Simone. How are you, beloved? Red Violet. Hey, Ceresia. Empress Royal Rain. Dazzalina. Hello. Katahula. The Aligned Life with Malika. Hello, darling. Hello, Jasmina and Marie and G Lotus Oracle. Hello. Guys, go to G Lotus Oracle, please, and subscribe. Please go to the Aligned Life with Malika and subscribe. I know you can find Empress Royal Rain on Instagram and Facebook. Tamika, if you want to drop yours in here too, that would be fabulous. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, great. And hello to everyone that hasn't yet spoken. Hello, hello, hello. Um, but this is really a marriage between an equalization of divine feminine and divine masculine, because we have to be very careful that we are not emasculating or emaciating or making of none effect the divine masculine as well. However, the divine masculine must begin. In this portal, I kept hearing Lion of Judah. And those of us who have, been in the church, we know about the Lion of Judah, right? The Lion of Judah represented Jesus Christ, the Lion of Judah. He was referred to as such, the Christ, the Messiah. And you might want to say, well, Lisa, but you said before that we're out of a messianic time period, and we are. We're out of the external messianic time period, and we have moved into the self-actualization and realization of Christ consciousness come alive within us. So what I am saying to you, what Spirit has been impressing upon me and woke me up at 6:30 in the morning to say to you today is, are you allowing your lion to roar? Are you allowing your Lion of Judah to take its proper place within? Hello, Jackie. Are you allowing your lion or your lioness to take its proper place, seated at its throne? And have you truly internalized and made real, so that you don't just understand, but you understand that your reunification with source, with prime creator, with prime source energy, that your reunification and the realization that you are an aspect of prime source that has chosen to have this human experience, and indeed salvation is in and of itself that reunification with your originating energy. Have you realize that, do you understand that the Christ consciousness truly lives within you, and the Lion of Judah, it is time to roar. It is past time to sit down and be a doormat. It is past time to sit down and say, I know you don't understand it. You might not agree with everything that I say and everything that I do, but it's going to be okay. And I'll make you happy. I'll make you love me. I'll please you. Because it's uncomfortable to buck the system. I'll make you comfortable so that you'll be willing to talk to me and deal with me, and maybe perhaps one day you'll awaken. I'll make you comfortable so that I don't rock the boat. And I don't stand for what I believe in. And I don't stand for truth, and I don't stand for justice. But I don't do it publicly. And I don't do it openly. I don't openly say this is who I am in all of my spirituality, that I understand that I am a goddess and a god, that I am a divine being. And you do not have the right to impose. You do not have the right to rule and reign. You do not have the right to shut me down. You do not have the right to inflict and impose fear and inflict trauma and inflict pain and come at my family and come at my person, come for my mind, attack my body. You do not have that right. Adele said in a song, right? Next time I'll be greater, I'll be my own savior. Stop looking externally, and the Lion of Judah is set to roar. This is a revolution of divinity that is being unleashed and unlocked. I'm going to share with you the astrology. I have not looked at anybody else's astrological viewpoints or interpretations or anything of this 8-8 Lionsgate. I wanted this to be pure. And some of you may see over this shoulder here, I think it's the shoulder that you will see. That is a picture of my father. My father's birthday was July 24th. And during the Unleash Your Divine event, he really asked to come and be with us. And I've left him here. So Daddy just gets to hang out with us tonight, okay? Is that all right? Can we do that? All right, let me share this with you guys. And here we go. Can you guys see that pretty well, or do I need to blow it up a little bit? Let me look at my YouTube video so I can see you guys here. I'm just open this up. So I apologize. I'm going to have to turn it down a little bit just really quick. So I apologize. I wasn't ready. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? All right. Perfect. Yes. Daddy and I are twins. Twinsies. I want to bring something out that really let me know that this was a revolutionary moment of divinity. When I looked at this is the first thing that I saw. Now, I'm not going to tell you I'm an astrologist. I teach it, but I'm not an astrologist per se. But I could teach it, and I can help you understand a few things here and there. I'm a student. Let's go to 2D shapes. Let's go to these lines. I'm going to display for you what we call a T-square. It is when two planets square each other, and that square is then connected by an opposition. And let me just draw this T-square in here right now, and then we're going to get to the rest of the channel message, because honestly, what I feel like there's going to be an actual, like, moment here where I'm going to be closing my eyes, and so I want to get some of this done before I do that. Let me impress upon you what this T-square really means. We have the sun and the moon in Leo, new moon in Leo. What does Leo represent? And according from the Earth's perspective, or if you were born on 8/8 at the Lion's Gate, not only would you be born underneath a new moon, you would also be born with your sun and your moon conjunct in your 11th house. What does your 11th house represent? It represents all things Aquarius. It represents the deep spirituality, the collective consciousness that you imbue and embody. It represents your tribe, who you're going to be with. This is then the tribe of, remember, at a new moon, the emotion is blocked by the self, by the id, by the ego, by the who am I? The masculine energy takes over and shines brightly, while the emotions, or what is typically called the feminine energy, then is blocked and put behind. However, I'm going to say to you that because of the positioning of this new moon, and because of some of its aspects, because of this T-square, when you have a T-square, it is a unique opportunity for grand achievement. It is a grand shaking. It is a grand movement. It is a grand, you got to get your ass in gear in a way that you've never done it before. It is a unique opportunity to make a grand shift in your life. This is going to be a unique opportunity for the collective to make a grand shift. And I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a shaking. There's going to be a shaking in government. There's going to be all over the world, not just here, a shaking. There's going to be a shaking in the religious points of view. Do not be surprised if all of the sudden there are a number of sightings in the skies. I pulled my Star Wars cup out for a reason. Don't be surprised if you don't see a number of sightings in the skies. Don't be surprised when your clairsentience, or I don't know what they call it when you can see. I don't remember all the clairs. You're going to see. Don't be surprised if you're seeing into the spirit realm in a way that you've never seen before. Don't be surprised if you're seeing other dimensional beings. What we have now thus far called the spirit realm is going to become in a real way to us just simply our own multiverse. Because that's truly what we live in, is in a multiverse. This is letting you know you're creating on all different levels at this 8/8 Lionsgate. This is opening up a portal for achieving multi-level creation, evolution, a revolution in who not only you are, but how your entire world works around you. The sun and the moon is squaring Uranus in Taurus. Pretty much dead on. Exactly 90 degrees. What does that mean then? Uranus and Taurus in the 9th house. That's your personal philosophy. That's your area of higher education. That's your area of higher learning. That is who you are at your core on a philosophical level. And it's squaring that. Taurus represents I have. And Uranus is direct. So let me tell you something. If you're not making major changes to who you are, and how you are relating to collective consciousness growth, and how you are relating to collective consciousness elevation and awakening. If you haven't revolutionized how you're doing that, you better get ready, because the push is on. Normally, spirit is very gentle in a lot of ways. Perfect gentleman, perfect gentlewoman, very maternal, very motherly. But let me tell you something. All of us divine mothers, at some point, we have to put our feet down, not just our foot. I said our feet down. And the divine feminine, female, maternal, divine mother aspects, we are all saying to the children, or should I say to the other aspects, because I'm not trying to say I lord over you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not elevating myself in that fashion. I'm saying that as I am channeling that divine mother aspect, I am saying to you, enough is enough. We cannot do this solely on our own. Not only can we not do this, we're saying to you, we need you to fix your crown and sit up straight and do the damn thing. It is time. It is go time. You have had imparted within you from the moment of your conception the ability to move mountains, the ability to make the earth quake, the ability to make the seas rise and the seas fall, the ability to make the stars come out of the sky if you so desire. And yet, how are we walking around? And yet, we act like paupers when we're queens and we are kings. The 8-8 Lions Gate is giving you an extra boost of energy to say, what do you have in your hand? What do you possess within your very being? And how are you going to use it to create, to assist in the creation of the new earth? Uranus is then squaring Saturn. Let me draw a circle around Uranus. Uranus is then squaring Saturn in retrograde in the 5th house, the house of Leo, the house of creativity, and Saturn is in reverse. Wow. Retrograde in Aquarius. However, that house is being ruled, right? The house cusp is being ruled by a Capricorn with Pluto as well in retrograde. What does that mean? Put that all together. The collective structure, as far as we understand consciousness, is being shaken and changed, and it will be an eruption, as if it were a volcanic eruption. When the Lion's Gate opens, when the lion and the lioness of Judah comes out and roars, when they as one come and walk through the portal, and the consciousness and the realization of who is truly in power and what true power each lion and lioness, each god and goddess walk in, is made manifest and made known. Those that have run this, those that have structured the religious belief systems They still don't understand quite why things haven't played out exactly the way that they thought they would. You see, they took everything, A, so literally, and B, took zero accountability for who they are and what their part was in the creation of, in the next evolutionary step in this creation of the new earth. And they thought that things would be over even before they began. They did not think that they would have to go through any real trauma or shadow work. And certainly, if they did, well, it wouldn't be for very long, because there would be the catching away, and there would be the change, and there would be the clap in the sky, and certainly they would be sitting amongst the hosts of heaven or the angelic council, and sitting amongst the elders. And, well, singing all day, I guess. But they would be looking down and would not have to physically be a part of the situation. However, this portal is going to begin to show them and show all. The escape is not literal. The escape, if you will, the raising up, the changing in the twinkling of an eye, happens here. The looking from up on high, seated with the elders, yes, is entirely possible and will happen. But it will happen while your third dimension being is still here. You don't get to just not go through it. And anyone that seeks to not go through and do their shadow work is a fool. Anyone that thinks that some sacrifice made some other time ago, that then removes any responsibility to do your own work, is a fool. It is an archetype that was shown. It is a consciousness that was given. It was a path that was created. There are surface layers that those that aren't even an initiate can understand. And yes, that does allow a pathway for awakening. But this 8/8 2021, infinity times infinity, infinity plus infinity, 8 plus 8 equals 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7. That is the number of divine creation completion. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. The change is happening. The alteration, the upgrade, the light code, the elevation, another jump. This portal is meant for you to walk through and be that which you are designed and meant and have been for eternity. It is simply that. It is simply for you to remember that you are the lioness and the lion. You are the God and the goddess. You are the divine one. Embrace the change that has occurred within you in your understanding of how universal consciousness works, how universal spirituality works, how universal healing works, how energy works, how alchemy works, how you can bend light, change light, go into different timelines, become the superhero, utilize your powers. Because all you're doing is you are being, yes, superhuman, but you are being the next stage of human. So Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius, global change, global shaking. Governments will shake, religious leaders will quake. They will be shocked. Pluto is also in retrograde in Capricorn, and that is again in the 5th house. This is giving you, the individual, an opportunity to review what have you done to co-create the world you wish to live in as an individual and then as a collective. You cannot and should not ever again depend upon the world, depend upon the world economic or governmental systems, nor what you have been taught as a child, and the programs that have been put within you as such. Never depend upon that again to provide you your creative power or to put limits upon your creativeness. Never again. What have you done in 2021? What did you do in 2020? And who will you be in 2022? This is your era of change. This is the time to walk through the portal and walk through the door. So you have personal change here, personal transformation, time to review your foundations. One last time. This is the last time Pluto will be in retrograde in Capricorn. This is your last review of what you have depended upon up until now. Decide what your cycles will be for the next decade plus. Could be rather nasty. Just saying. Now, Saturn then in retrograde in opposition to the new moon, the sun and the moon. Leo and Aquarius have then changed spaces. They've changed places. So now the fixed one who knows all and knows what's best for all. We love you. The water bearer, yes? The water bearer is now in the position of the creator, and the creator is in the position of the water bearer. And the creator must be willing to be strong enough to say, this is the change that we desire. This is the change that's proper. This is the change that's right. And the water bearer must be courageous enough to say, I will allow the change. I will allow the transformation. I will allow the reprogramming and the reinitiation of the foundation. Water is the foundation of all. It's not earth. Spirit created all. Without water, we would not be alive. Change the programming in the collective. This is what's happening. The realization that your individual ability to create your world, to transform your world, to be divine in your operation, and how that then creates and recreates a new collective consciousness is what's being open, and it can be achieved. The beginnings of it, we're not going to see the end of it all. This is just the beginning. But this is your beginning. For some of you, it's the next upgrade. For some of you, it's the next iteration. For some of you, it's just the next. It's the next. It's the next. It's the next level. It's the next rung in the ladder to get to your crystalline being. I also want to bring to light Mercury in direct opposition to Jupiter. In retrograde in Pisces, Mercury direct in that 12th house, still in Leo. Beloved, it has been difficult for you to perhaps describe and put into words what your true dreams are. And you've seen the expansion and you've seen the possibilities. Actually, Jupiter will then be in Aquarius. I'm so sorry. It will just have scooted back into Aquarius from Pisces. So you've seen it, and it's been difficult for you to really verbalize or coalesce the vision in your brain, to get the image in your imagination and to let it drop into your third dimensional thought. But Spirit says, at this moment on this new moon, what has thus far opposed you, what has thus far been an obstacle for your sight, take this opportunity to remove it, to say, I refuse to no longer see and know, but instead I choose to integrate and transmute. Fight for your sight. Fight for your right to be who you were incarnated to be. Fight for the thought. Push the other thoughts out of the way that are saying to you, you cannot, that are restrictive. There is much more here and much more available to you than you've ever realized. But you're going to have to become comfortable with creation on its face at will, because times are not going to get easier. Also, I would begin to be looking at, there are potentially financial crashes. I would say that we are going to begin to hear more and more about either the current Delta, whatever you want to call it, bug, but also at the same time, more and more information is going to be disclosed as to origins and treatments. More and more of who knew what, when, why. However, there's going to be an attempt to bring about great fear. That also comes, the great fear also comes in with Venus opposing Neptune in retrograde. Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune in retrograde and Pisces also tells me beware, especially mothers and women, of the delusion, deception that's going to be put forward. We're going to, there's a greater deception that's beginning to brew, period. And this is this deception, and things don't make sense. In other words, on the one hand, we want to say, okay, we're goddesses, we're empowered, equality, da 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 da, and yet on the other hand, when we have the opportunity to have such, then it's no, we're fragile little flowers. Or the masculine raises up and says, no, I want you barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. Oh, and by the way, as soon as you drop that baby, I'm gonna need you to lose that baby weight too, right away too. And before you go and have that baby, could you please go and get your plastic surgeries and stuff and take care of that. Like, I want you, right? So there's this like fight right now and there is a illusion or a delusion of and a dilution of how the divine feminine and how the feminine should work and how we should be and who we should be as the feminine. And our creative abilities and our manifestation abilities. So they are trying to tell us we cannot be. They're trying to say you are not capable. They're trying to say that's not your proper place. And they're being deluded into thinking that this is the right thing. I also see that there will be potentially some either medical procedure or medical crises that could potentially be very potent towards women. And I will say, because it is in Virgo, and a lot of times Virgo is represented, of course, by the Queen of Pentacles, which is also representative of women of color. I would say that it may affect women of color in a greater way, whatever this may be. Now, Venus is also, though, trining Uranus. Interestingly enough, it's also trining Pluto, which, even though it's not by degree, if it was dead on degrees, I would say this is a grand trine. I'm going to call it that loosely because of what I'm hearing about this. This feminine nature, that divine feminine in Virgo, which represents the virgin birth, represents the Empress, represents all of these things. Also trining Uranus in Taurus and trining Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. That is the wholehearted, full-fledged, revolutionary jump. If you know the story of Uranus, know this. Uranus got in trouble with the rest of the Titans. And you know why? Because Uranus said, I want to help the humans out. I'm going to give the humans fire and I'm going to teach the humans some other stuff. And so Uranus got in big trouble. Big trouble. Not little trouble. Big trouble. Okay? Big trouble. And that happened as a result of him wanting to help us. This tells me that the divine feminine, the rise of feminine energy, and our creative ability in a lot of ways on our own, independent of masculine. I know we need both to create, but hear me. We already embody both, and we already embody the womb. This is your time. If you've been thinking about becoming an entrepreneur some way, if you've been thinking about just stepping out and doing something completely different, a career change or something like that, this is your time. If you've been thinking about drastically changing your living conditions so you are no longer in a toxic situation, or if it's been coming to a head and you're not, this is your time. You have this window of time between now and the 8/8 portal to take action. And I mean strong action. Do more of your shadow work. Take action in your life. On a global scale, you're going to see women and a feminine energy and the divine mother goddess. Those of us that walk in those aspects strongly, we are not playing. We are not playing. There is no more time to play. There's no more time to sit by idly and watch our children and our women and our men be trodden upon and injured, hurt. It is time to take the earth back. It is time to rise up. It is time to fight. It is time to teach. It is time to train. It is time to release. It's time to fight. It's time to be who we were called to be. And stop being afraid of it. Stop being afraid of the spiritual gifts that you have been granted. Stop being afraid of calling a thing a thing. Stop being afraid of certain terminologies. Stop being afraid of your superhuman, of your star seed origins and capabilities. Stop being afraid of the light, because those that would have changed and used the light against us and wanted to keep us from being able to be who we were meant to be and walk in the strength and the power and the light and the wisdom that we were meant to walk in, that was always available to us, but they kept it from us and told it was wrong. It's not wrong. You have creative power for a reason. It's time to use it. There's no more excuses anymore. There's no more excuses anymore. Do what you need to do to get where you got to go. Now, I'm going to pull. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. From the Shaman's Oracle. It's a new deck. I haven't pulled from it, but I feel like I should. Sure, there's a collective consciousness reading here for us today. Let's see what we have. The Shaman of Purification. I wish I could zoom in further. The Shaman of Purification. Is there a number on these cards? Hold on, beloveds. Oh. I have no idea how to find these. Oh, here we go. The Shaman of Purification. Hopefully I can read this, guys. Hopefully I can find the darn card. The Shaman of Shaman of Song, Stars, Four Seers, Reflections. Here we go. Many of us today find it difficult to understand the importance of purification, yet for our ancestors, it was an essential part of life. Purification means getting rid of stale ways of thinking that can hold us back. Entering any new phase of development in our inner or outer lives requires us to reassess what has gone before and, where necessary, purge ourselves of the attitudes that are no longer appropriate. The Shaman of Purification is with us whenever we embark on something new, helping us to prepare for what lies ahead by cleansing the soul and imbuing us with fresh purpose. I think we just talked about that, didn't we? Fresh purpose, rising up. It's time to get rid of old ways of thinking. It is time to get rid of that which is holding us back. It is time to get rid of that which is not assisting us. It is no longer serving us. Now, something did bother me though in that message about the health. Hold on. Um, my West Coasters, California, my coastal people, California, New York, New Jersey, be careful and be vigilant. Don't be afraid. Um, this targets women of color. There's going to be a major push, especially for women of color. Um, I have to be careful how I put this. Stay vigilant. Do not buy into the hype. Do not buy into the numbers. Do not buy into the fear, the stories, the storyline. Get some black obsidian. Also, my sisters that are in the UK. Black obsidian, tiger's eye, and red carnelian if you can. Snowflake obsidian works, tourmaline works, but those for sure. They will give you protective energies. Also, be sure to keep high vibrational stones with you. And I'm speaking of like your kyanates, your sodalites, your amethysts are common. Howlite. Be very clear on what you are allowing into your realm. Don't be careful the news that you hear, that you listen to, and where you get your sources from. Double and triple check everything. Don't just take anything at face value. I see fear and panic. Do not fall into fear and panic, especially on the coasts and in the UK. I'm also seeing some Australian, but more Aboriginal issues with the Aborigines, with the um, indigenous people. I do see a lot of people in the streets, other uprisings, but I also see false information being portrayed and put out. Everything is not as what it seems. This is between now and the 8-8 Lionsgate. If you wait long enough, you'll see the truth at the Lionsgate. I also see financial and abundance breakthroughs for those that are brave enough to trust in their creative selves to manifest. People are going to wonder, how are you surviving? How are you making it? How do you have when others don't? Most will tell you it's not a good time to branch out on your own. You must. The separation between the economies is getting stronger and wider. But the separation is going to be more so on along the lines of those who manifest and those who don't. Those who know how to alchemize and pull out of the ethers, and those who don't. Everyone needs to just be sure you're stocked up on food, non-perishable. If you live close by anyone that has a farm, or you have fresh farming vegetables, eggs, things of that nature that are at your, you can get them fairly easily. Get them, can, preserve, non-perishable. So lots of, the beans, the rice. Some major court hearings as well. Major disclosures. But do not take things at face value. This is what I see. It's Do you know what it's like when someone that you love has told you a mistruth for a very long time, and then you finally, like, you've always felt like, but you chose to believe them anyway? That's what the majority of the world's about to be like. And it's going to rock a lot of people's worlds. But I cannot stress enough, women of color, be careful. They're going to tell us that there's something that's potentially more harmful to us than others, to try to encourage us to take certain precautions or be willing to, let's just say, be guinea pigs. Don't do it. Be very careful. Stay in high frequency. If you go out, I don't know if any of you know about black flame meditation magic. using the black flame energy, but definitely any moonstone too. I'm sorry, moonstone too. Something to protect your energy, your aura, protect your DNA, because for a number of us, now this isn't for any of us that are ascended, we have to, when we're out amongst the public, we must protect ourselves against energetic footprints that are being put out. Signals. The stones will do that because they're going to turn the frequency up again. Also, the first or the next appearances of extraterrestrials, be careful. Everything is not as it seems to be. Very good, Jasmina. Pine needle tea, very good. It is time for all of us to truly tune into the truth that we, baby, the truth that we know to be true. In other words, tune into your higher self, tune into your oversoul. Trust that. That is the truth. You will know the truth from that, right? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Believe me, that truth will set you free. But not the truth that they may be trying to put forward to you. Babe. Babe. Okay. Then get down. Come here. Come. Baby. I need you to get down. Yeah, she's a confirmation. She was letting me know it's time. Wow. Okay. I said I wanted to be on an hour. I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. There is a lot going on. Ashe. However, that doesn't mean that we're not victorious in all ways. All right. Yeah, confirmation. Yeah. Someone want to type in the chat what Ashe means. Okay, beloveds. Thank you. Hopefully I'm going to be on Twitch on Psychic LJ's Twitch channel this coming weekend on Sundays. So I'm going to probably record a Sunday broadcast. I hope you found tonight's message helpful, informative, uplifting. You see us scrolling down on the bottom of the screen, and in the description box below, there's going to be a link tree. We are now calling our program the Practical Lightworker. And so we're here to help you learn to manifest and learn to walk and prosper, identify, clarify, and prosper in your purpose as a light worker. And so if that's you, I want you to click that Linktree link, and I want you to book a 15-minute call with myself or one of my staff, one of my folks, and I want you to give me a call and talk to me. let's do a consultation and figure out it's time. And we cannot be dependent upon anything else for our sustenance. For our sustenance. And so, thank you, dear. Thank you, guys. Namaste, everyone. So, for us being here and doing this work, it's time to actually prosper in it. And by that, I mean this: don't be afraid to call it a business. Don't be afraid to call yourself a business person. Don't be afraid to be that. And that's what that practical light worker is all about. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to be back. What is today? Wednesday? We'll be back again before Sunday. I think I'm going to put out some meditations. And they're going to do some more teaching. I'm going to do less tarot, more teaching. Do less tarot, more channeling. It's time for me to walk in who I am. Right? This divine mother aspects. I'm start being divine mother. So, all right, guys. Don't forget to go down beneath, and don't forget to go to G.Lotus Oracle, please, and go subscribe to her channel. Please go to the Aligned Life with Malika and subscribe to her channel. Who else do I know has a channel here? Because if I don't know, Empress Royal Reign is on YouTube, is on Instagram and on Facebook. Tamika, I'm not sure where they can find you yet, so we'll put that link down there. And there'll be more balance exchanges, and Butterfly Secrets will be out there. I think Butterfly Secrets, you're already on Instagram already. So these are all wonderful, wonderful women, goddesses who have just come through or are still in the academy. So love it. I love to support them. Okay. I almost don't want to let you guys go. But I've been up since very early. I need to go to bed. All right, guys. I will talk to you all soon. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste. Bye.